Hello my beautiful fragrance family, Dustin here, fragrance fan. Go ahead and do me a solid and click that like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification. And I'm just going to keep on giving you guys these budget-friendly fragrance reviews. That $40-ish and $100 range, most of these, way less than that. A good number of these you can find at your local rack stores. One I got today is not a rack store find. You can, however, sometimes find it in private perfumeries and stuff like that, your mom and pop shops or whatever that might carry like Middle Eastern fragrances, sometimes for a pretty good price from what I understand. And it is the flanker of one of my absolute favorite fragrances in my collection, one of the most versatile, most complimented, just overall awesome smelling fragrances. And it's the flanker of Afnan Turathi Blue. So, let's get into this thing and see what it smells like, huh? Same exact box as the blue one, just brown. Little detailing there, the holographic little emblem letting you know that this is an authentic Afnan. The Latafas and stuff like that all do this. Got this on Amazon for about 33 bucks. So, yeah, Amazon be carrying the Middle Eastern fragrances sometimes for the low. A sharp knife is less dangerous than a dull knife. I love the presentation on these things. When you open it up, it really makes you feel like you're kind of getting something special. Don't know what it says. For the man carrying on a legacy, a man in control of his life, out to achieve his goals, overcoming all hurdles of life to reach success. A scent that speaks volumes about inner strength and magnificent presence. Awesome. So that makes me really look forward to smelling it because it says so. It's like metal and stuff like that. So I'll do a first impressions on this and then I'll wear it today and wear it a few more times. Actually, I'll just do a first impressions, wear this thing tonight, let you guys know how it jives on my skin overall. Same atomizer lid as the blue. These fragrances, these Afnan Turathis are very top heavy. Very, very top heavy. They can topple over real easy because this atomizer lid is just like a rock and it's heavy up at the top. And it's not 3.4 ounce, it's 3 ounce. So, decent atomizer. I don't know why this thing isn't talked about more. The blue one's talked about a lot, for good reason. The blue one is awesome. But right now, the opening, in the air, this thing is... It's got some spice and vanilla right off the top. Spice and vanilla. But like, it's not a real heavy dose of like peppery spice or anything like that. It's like there's some green in there. Like, I smell patchouli, spice, and vanilla. I kind of almost get like a tobacco vibe in this as well. Any different on skin? A little woodier, a little richer. So right off the rip, first impressions, guys, this thing's phenomenal. This thing is phenomenal. This is a date night fragrance. This is a going out, like, it's nighttime right now. It's kind of cold outside. It's raining. This thing is perfect for this. And it seems like it's going to last a good amount of time. The way that it's radiating off my hand, seems like it's going to hang on there. So I haven't really looked at the notes on this thing. I have one time a while ago and I was kind of expecting like a sweeter vanilla thing. And that's what I'm getting. But wow, this thing's rich. It's got character. I'll wear this thing tonight and update you on the performance on this thing. Give it a couple sprays around the neck and just leave it alone. And yeah, let you guys know. So magically, I'll be back in 2 seconds. So it's been a solid 3 hours. This thing is still radiating off of me decently, which is not disappointing whatsoever. And I kind of predicted that was going to happen. And the dry down, difference from the opening to the dry down. I got the opening right here for the most part. The opening is actually a little bit louder in the woods than it is in the dry down, which is kind of backwards. Usually the woods kind of are what's left after things start to wear off, but In this, the woods kind of die off a little bit, and this gets a little bit creamier, a little bit smoother. The spices start to fade out a little bit, but it's still there. And the spices that are there, I feel like there's like, I'm detecting like clove a little bit. There's some other stuff, but I get a decent amount of clove in the dry down of this thing. The vanilla is not a powdery vanilla, it's a very creamy vanilla. The woods are very smooth wood. It's kind of like Milestone's Taxco with masculinity. Taxco with woods, spices, take out a bit of that violet leaf and replace it with like actual aquatic notes, and this is kind of like what you're getting out of that, and it's more refined, to be honest. Violet leaf is aquatic in a sense. It's a little bit hard for me to really put into words. Like, to me, in my humble opinion, violet leaf can be like aquatic while having like an oily kind of a underlying thing going on with it. It's really easy for me to detect most of the time. It's aquatic oily. It's kind of weird. I like it, and done right. Like Mercedes-Benz, I usually use that one for a reference because it's kind of loud in that. Dior Fahrenheit kind of has, it's kind of known for that like petroleum kind of smell. Violet leaf, you know? That has a lot of other things going on in it too, but to me, violet leaf does kind of give that vibe. So this doesn't really have that, is what I'm getting at, whereas Milestone Taxco does the aquatics in that. Overall, this is a wonderful night out, cool night, evening, date night kind of a fragrance. It's delicious, it's scrumptious, you want to keep smelling it. I got a compliment the first time wearing this thing. I've only worn this thing once and got a compliment from it. I can tell the performance is at least average. I'm saying it's probably a 7-hour fragrance. I'll do a full review on this thing later on. This is kind of a full review. It's like a super glorified first impressions, but I'll do another video of this thing later on in the future. But for right now, this fragrance can be enjoyed by anybody. Young, old, it's playful, but it's mature and classy at the same time. This is kind of a dumb reach evening scent if it's not 100 degrees. In Florida in the evening, in the summertime, it like doesn't get below like 77 and it still feels like 90 because it's so humid, so it's not going to work good for that unless you're going to some place like that's going to have nice cold AC, and other than that, it's not going to work good on an outdoor thing. But man, this thing has been overlooked, I think. It is a great smelling fragrance. So far, I will give this a 9 out of 10. That is one of the highest ratings I've ever given any fragrance, simply because the scent profile alone on this thing it's just wonderful. It's at least an 8.5. And I'm willing to bet that this is above average performing fragrance because of how heavy it sits, and how loud it still is 3.5 hours later. So a 9 out of 10 fragrance. If you want something that is creamy, vanilla, sweet, the amber, I forgot to mention the amber. There's a good dose of amber in this thing too. Nice, sweet, but not like sticky sweet. Amber is in this. Check it out. $37. Basically a blind buy worthy fragrance. I don't say that about much, especially winter fragrances like this. This one, more than likely you will really enjoy it. So that's my final thoughts and first impressions of Afnan Turathi Brown. With that, I'm out. Y'all be blessed. Take care of yourself always, and until next time.